$100 is the maximum fine that a person who breached the Immigration Act in Jamaica can be charged.
Just like on YouTube, to give your brain some new food.
Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment. But more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. It has came to light to me recently that the maximum penalty for a breach of the Immigration Act in Jamaica is 100 Jamaican dollars fine. I decided to do a video on this because recently I covered Elephant Man, a Jamaican entertainer who re-entered Jamaica amid the pandemic and is alleged to have falsified his immigration form. You know, that little form that you get when you're on the plane and you're about to land. The form asks you various amount of questions: name, address, passport number, where did you depart from, etc., etc., etc. According to the news that I've heard, allegation has been made that Elephant Man had lied in regards to the amount of country that he visited in Europe before returning to Jamaica. I kind of put out a video semi in defense of Elephant Man. I mean, when I opened up my video, I pretty much said this: Elephant Man, whether he's lying or telling the truth, he's not solely at fault here. And what I meant by that was pretty much, if the Jamaican government does not have all their ducks in a row, then you can't actually blame anyone for kicking one of your ducks out of line because they weren't in a row. Just in case you're confused by that example there, let me speak in layman terms. If the Jamaican government does not have law and order up to date, it's kind of hard for anybody to violate a particular law. In this case, I'm talking about the Immigration Act. The reason why I said this had to be a shared responsibility is just in the event that if the Immigration Department of Jamaica was being tardy where their forms are concerned, if the forms didn't ask specific question or enough question to clarify, then it's kind of hard to accuse someone of lying, because the only other challenge or the only other questionnaire would be verbal. An immigration officer can then ask the passenger a number of questions. However, if these questions and answers are not being recorded, it becomes hearsay, and it becomes circumstantial, and it becomes weak. Anyway, I already covered all of that before, so I'm not going to cover it again. I am actually doing this video to ridicule the Jamaican legal system in hopes that my ridiculing of the system will make the Jamaican government address dormant laws once and for all. Because only about a year or two ago, those wiper boys in Jamaica, the ones who stop at the stoplight to wipe your window, sometimes they can be a nuisance. And I read one article where they were being arrested for being a nuisance, but according to the law that was on the book at the time, the most you could actually fine them was something like 15 to 27 Jamaican cents. And that is ridiculous. What I'm saying, if Jamaican government want people to fear the law, or if, let's not use the word fear, if Jamaican government wants the law of the land to keep the citizens aligned in decency and mutual respect. When I say mutual respect, I mean the citizens respecting the law, and the law in turn also work for the benefit of the citizen. If Jamaican government wants to establish this, Jamaican government have to kind of like get up and dust off the old British rules that they have lain there for, some of them are there for centuries. I understand that amending laws is expensive. It costs money, and at the same time it will take up a whole lot of time because the rights of the citizens has to be considered, and both sides of the house has to agree. A lot of legal expert has to be involved, and those people also have to be paid for them to come to a decision that does not violate the Jamaican people human rights. I understand the procedure that it takes, but in order to have a society that's up and running and offers the citizen security, you have to have law and order in line. It has to be a priority. It has to be a priority over road. It has to be a priority over housing. It has to be a priority over a lot of things that Jamaican government currently put as priority. Let me know if you guys agree with me or not. So like I'm saying, $100 is the maximum fine that a person who breached the Immigration Act in Jamaica can be charged. So to my understanding, it does not even attract jail time. It does not attract prison time. It's just a fine. This being a reality will forever encourage people to lie on immigration documents. It will forever encourage people to lie in other areas of the immigration law of Jamaica, because if $100 is the maximum for a breach of Jamaica's Immigration Act, that does not only cover the entry landing form, the immigration landing form. It doesn't cover just that. It pretty much means that you could actually lie on a passport form, because that falls under the Immigration Act. If I'm not correct, I need someone to correct me by writing the correct information down. I did not research the Jamaica's Immigration Act. Like I say, the information came to me that a violation of Jamaica's Immigration Act maximum penalty is 100 Jamaican dollars, and I was almost blown away after hearing that. The source of that information is from an attorney in Jamaica, so I trust that it is true. And if it is indeed true, like I say, Jamaica's immigration system is wide open for violation. Keep in mind, if it's just $100 at the maximum, it means that a judge, if the judge is being lenient, the judge could actually charge you 50 Jamaican dollars. The judge could actually charge you 10 Jamaican dollars. It's up to the judge. Most time when an individual is being fined, the maximum penalty being imposed is usually seen as being the steepest or most stern. Oftentimes the maximum penalty is imposed with a consideration of, is it the first time this person have made the offense? Or second thing in consideration is usually how grave of an offense it is. At this time, considering that it's during a period of a pandemic, I believe that if an individual is found guilty, any judge right about now would impose the maximum penalty. But as you guys are doing, I would imagine right about now, anybody that received the maximum penalty for breaching the Immigration Act and being fined $100 would just laugh. This is a joke, and the Jamaican government need to learn from this. At the same time, I'm not saying this individual is guilty. I'm not saying he's not guilty. What I'm saying is, to my personal knowledge, when it comes to Jamaica administration, especially in the legal department, there are usually a lot of tardiness and a lot of snail pace like legal practice. So if one doesn't force the country to get its legal system up and running, Jamaica will forever be in the dark. I understand that a lot of people benefit from the ignorance of Jamaicans. I understand that a lot of people benefit from the tardiness of the legal system, or the almost non-existence of the legal system. Some people benefit from this. When you add the legal system to ignorance, you'll find a lot of people accepting deals, being railroaded, going to prison, and being fined for things that they're pretty much innocent for. Let's keep it in line with the Immigration Act. If an individual has been accused for breaching the Immigration Act, even if that individual is innocent, the simple fact that the fine is only $100 at its maximum, an innocent person will easily say, okay, I'm guilty, and just paid 100 because it's nothing in Jamaica. It's nothing worldwide, and it's nothing in Jamaica. $100 almost has no value in Jamaica. Of course, if you're talking about monetary, it does have some value, but I'm speaking in layman terms here. Once again, to ridicule the government and the legal system in Jamaica in an attempt so that the legal system can be addressed and hopefully be reformed soon. Secondly, when you weigh up the court's time, the bailiff's time, the stenographer's time, and whoever else work in a courtroom, when you think of their time and the wages that they earn to be at work versus the penalty that's being imposed, the whole thing becomes even more ludicrous. It's a joke. So once again, the main reason for me to cover this, not only the immigration law, there are hundreds or thousands or maybe hundreds of thousands of laws in Jamaica that are laying dormant. I'm talking about the squatters' right law, I'm talking about the nuisance law, I'm talking about this particular breach of Immigration Act law. So many of them that I have covered on this channel. I even covered one that's called the Town and Community Law, which restrict bad words. That was fascinating to me when I actually found out that it is against the law to utter bad words in Jamaica. So Jamaican people, the citizens of Jamaica, need to get up and they need to force on their MP and let the MP force on the House reformation of laws that will actually be beneficiary to them. Jamaica, the last time I checked, is a democracy. It simply means that the governments that are in Jamaica work for the Jamaican people. So technically the Jamaican people are the government. But if the Jamaican people doesn't speak or doesn't act, you're going to have all these people that's in the House of Parliament, especially the Prime Minister, doing whatever they want to do and forever letting Jamaican people believe that they work for him and he doesn't work for them. So we have to change that concept. You know, the Jamaican people have to wise up, smarten up, and understand law. I implore my Jamaican people to find the time to read up on Jamaican laws. I don't know if it's available now. Yes, I do know that it's available now online. The Minister of Justice in Jamaica has a website. All you guys have to do in your spare time on the weekend, spend an hour, half an hour, and just browse the website and see whether it's tenancy law, whether it's traffic law, anything that concerns you. And when you finish exploring what concerns you, all you have to do is explore other areas that doesn't concern you, whether that has to do with civil, criminal, or immigration. One of the main reasons why I implore my Jamaican people to equip themselves with legal knowledge is because that is my main field. I've studied immigration, civil, contract, and criminal law. And I must admit that in my everyday life, not in my business life, in my everyday life, just having those knowledge have protected me, guided me, and avoided a lot of unnecessary problems in my life. So once again, I implore you guys to get into law. You don't have to get into it as deep as becoming a lawyer because it can be a nightmare. You know, law is always changing. So to be a legal consultant or a lawyer, you got to always be up on the law. And lawyers or legal consultants such as myself, we don't know everything. You know, a particular case has to come to us and we have to research that to find out what's the legal writing on that particular law. So we don't know everything. We kind of know it when it's required to be known. So same thing for you guys. You don't have to go into court to defend anyone or defend yourself, but at the same time, at least researching law and acquiring knowledge can let you know exactly when a lawyer is actually railroading you from when a lawyer is actually working for you. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, before I go, people, let me big up some people.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
First, I want to big up Johnny H. Johnny H, big up yourself. And secondly, I want to big up Nas Drew. Nas Drew, big up yourself.
Big up yourself to the maximum. Big up yourself to the maximum.
And that's pretty much it, people. I've got my work day laid out for me, so I thought let me get on camera, let me cover this real quick before I start my daily work and let you guys know what was on my mind this morning. Anyway, guys, as you know on this channel, I accept thumbs up, I accept thumbs down, I accept agreement and disagreement, because at the end of the day, people, each one teach one. Until next time, people, peace.